I haven't talked about the NBA really at all for this whole offseason. So now it's my time to really display my thoughts of like all the craziness that's happening. So let's start off with Damian Lillard, right? Damian Lillard, he gets traded to Milwaukee. In addition, Drew Holiday gets shipped out to Portland and then he gets shipped out to Boston. When I think about that trade, we all know that Damian Lillard is not the best defender as Drew Holiday was, meaning that Damian Lillard, is not going to come out and lock up your best guy, but he will have possessions that will be like, okay, like I can see flashes of him being a very good defender. But what he adds is a more of a scoring load. So now you have another guy that you can really look for, because when you looked at that offense last year with Chris Middleton being hurt, it was kind of like who's going to step up with Giannis and who's going to consistently be that second guy with Giannis, because there's always someone different. It was either Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen. Now you have a guy that you can consistently count on, not only from the mid range, not only from the paint, but from the 3-point range too. He was shooting at an enormous clip from the 3-point range last year. So scoring as a whole, you get that back. Now, what do you lose? You lose arguably your best perimeter defender, and you lose more defense where you had a problem in defense last year and you were coughing up turnovers last year, which puts you in terrible positions in games and sometimes even blowing you out. I think they will be fine. As it pertains to defense, I think they will be okay because Brook Lopez is a slept on perimeter defender. There was times where he was stranded out on the 3-point line and he did his thing. And within the pick and roll, yes, he did get obliterated in the pick and roll. But I feel like if you have Giannis in a position to help, then that will be fine and you can live with him getting killed. Now we go to the Boston side of things. A lot of people are going to say a lot of different things about Boston. They're going to say they get Drew Holiday just to stay at the hump, or they get Drew Holiday to get over that hump and finally make it back to the finals like they did 2 years ago. I think it's a great move for Boston because you essentially get a guy like Marcus Smart, but better than Marcus Smart. I think he's a better defender than Marcus Smart off the ball and on the ball, which was pivotal in their NBA Finals matchup with Golden State because all they were doing was setting picks for Steph, pick and rolls, and Steph was able to shift to the right or shift to the left, and the three would be open 85 to 90% of the time. Now, when you look at Tatum, when you look at Jaylen Brown, I feel like those guys are better within those positions. Because if you saw during the Miami series, those guys were playing point from time to time, but Jaylen Brown was getting flustered and he was getting clamped up. Jason Tatum would have times where he wasn't really looking like Jason Tatum, but he would still show up. So getting Drew Holiday, your defense gets a lot better. Al Horford is a slept-on defender. Jason Tatum is a good defender. Jaylen Brown is a good defender. So it just enlists the list just even more. Or not enlists the list, that's a bad way to put it. It enlarges the list of even more of the amount of talent and the amount of defensive talent. And they got Jordan Walsh. I don't know if anyone knows, but Jordan Walsh is a defensive dream because he hustles and he plays phenomenal defense at Arkansas. He was the main reason why Kansas looked like not as proficient when they played against him in the NCAA tournament. So when I look at all of those factors, I look at myself, I was like, I look at myself, I look at Boston, and I'm saying Boston is the favorites to come out the Eastern Conference. Because I look at all these other teams, the 76ers are in a dysfunctional situation. The Bucks are there, But can your offense really overkill Boston's defense? The Knicks they're in a dysfunctional place. And like when you look at everything and you weigh out all your options, this is Boston's chance to, or not Boston's chance, this is Boston's conference to lose, in my eyes. Then we go to Trailblazers. You get Grayson Allen, you get DeAndre Ayton, along with Scoot Henderson. Now, Scoot Henderson to me is more of a score first type of guard. So I feel like they should get like a veteran guard if they don't already have one at that position. So that you can just let Scoot be Scoot and not let him just let him do him. In the meaning of let him create offense. Let him just score. Let him worry about that. And DeAndre Ayton is finally in a place where he actually want to play. So we'll see his athletic ability. We'll see his rebounding ability. We'll see his scoring ability at display right here on Portland's floor. So I really like what they did. And then adding Grayson Allen, a guy that was shooting, I think, 38 or 37% from three, which is big for them. You still have, oh my God, his name just slipped my head. But when it comes back, I'll mention it. And then for Phoenix, getting Jusuf Nurkic, I think you need more because you didn't really add depth at the big man position because Jusuf Nurkic has been having injury problems a lot. And he's not that good of a paint defender. So you're still lacking in that category. And with the all-star, with the all-star rule of you can't rest two all-stars at once, that's going to be a problem because, like, God forbid they all get injured, but Kevin Durant has been having injury problems the past couple seasons. Bradley Beal has been having injury problems the last couple seasons. The last thing you want is Devin Booker to play all 82 games and then bring that into the playoffs because he's going to be, the wear and tear on his body is just going to be brutal. So you're going to need bench players for that offense. And if you're not for that offense, for that team, and if you're able to even snag like veterans off the veteran men that can obviously do you justice, you'll be fine. But just having that roster as a whole is not going to really do you justice because they're still going to be playing an absurd amount of games. So it's either they've been conditioning and putting money towards their health so they can stay healthy throughout the whole season, or you go get guys because you don't want to bank on that. I know this video is pretty long, but those are my thoughts on the trade so far. Preseason basketball starts on Thursday, so I'm pretty excited for that. Let's get it, man.